pocketbook full of bullies. Insane teachers. No school lunches. Ned Bigby, that's me. And my two best friends try to do the impossible. Create a guide that will help you survive school.
Busted! 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 Tip busted!
Hey everybody, welcome to Tip Busters, a podcast dedicated to analyzing the legitimacy and practicality of the tips provided in Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. I am your head buster, Bobby Hughes.
I'm your co-buster, Joe McGraw.
I'm the boy buster, Jake Gerard.
So folks, for an opening this week, so as you know, we have a series-wide bet going on where we do Twitter polls, and you guys choose the winners, and whoever gets last...
For the love of God, I don't need to win. Just make me second.
Whoever gets last in that has to go to comedy open mic night and stay on stage until you get booed off. So, in the spirit of that, we have a new, contest type thing. We're pitted against each other. We're each going to name a conspiracy theory, and then we're going to send out a Twitter poll, and you guys are going to vote which conspiracy you liked the best because it was funny, or because it was well explained, or because it makes sense, or it's like applicable to your life. Whatever just gives you that.
all those categories.
Whatever gives you that warm feeling in your gut. That's the one you're gonna pick. So we're gonna start things off. Jake, you have a theory.
I do, and unlike you guys, I actually believe this theory. Like, this is a genuine theory.
I believe mine.
I kind of believe mine.
Okay, so just want to straight up with you. The moon is a spaceship. And no, let me explain. There's a lot of things that point to the... It's not necessarily called like a spaceship moon theory. It's called the hollow moon theory.
I hate this already.
There are a lot of things that prove this to be true, with the example of, if you look at the craters on the moon,
Okay.
none of them exceed past a certain depth. If they're wide, they're not as deep. If they're not as wide, they go deeper, but they never eclipse a certain depth. Another thing is that there are three metals. The moon dust, in quotes, is made
You're
up of...
fucking pulling this out of your ass.
Let it finish.
No, it's made up. It's comprised of three metals, and it's...
Oh my god, he did research.
I actually believe this, yes. It's like it's titanium, zirconium, and another C metal. But they're all the metals that would be instrumental in terms of deep space travel. Another point is that when was it? I want to say... I forget. Okay.
Oh my god, this is going to be a 15-minute long thing.
No.
Tell your theory.
NASA intentionally crash-landed the Apollo 12 module, as well as the SIVB rocket, setting off an explosive force equivalent to nearly 12 tons of TNT on the moon. Do you know what happened?
What?
The moon rang like a bell. The sound waves that we received from the moon. Yes, it rang like a bell. That was the sound waves that they received.
Jake.
From...
Jake, I have one major problem. Because I took a basic physics class in high school.
Yeah.
The problem with what you just said...
Which part of the moon is a spaceship or that it rung?
Well, I'd like to start with it rang like a bell.
Fucking die.
Because there's no sound in space. Because sound bounces off like particles.
My chest hurts. It rung like a bell.
Can I say something that...
Jake's gonna fucking win.
Can I say something about that's just wild to me about the moon?
Yeah. Go ahead.
We've only ever seen one side of the moon. because the moon rotates
Yeah.
and circumrotates or whatever at the same exact speed. So like the side we see is always facing us, and that's wild to me.
There's also presence of radioactive elements such as uranium-236 and neptunium, none of which are found naturally on Earth. In terms of the claim that you guys said that I'm not being truthful about, the ringing
Oh my god.
like a bell. When they found out that the moon rings like a bell, reverberating sometimes for hours at a time, not knowing much about the moon's material composition, NASA and the Apollo astronauts were astounded by what they heard and the results that it entailed. Clearly, the moon's density was significantly less than the Earth's.
Well, I'm going to affirm it.
The opening. Oh. Okay, yeah, that's everybody.
So, I'd like to go next.
Alright.
There's an artificial hall.
I'd like to go next.
Okay, go next.
So I want to first off, not my theory, but I'm disproving Jake's theory that the moon is actually CG. Same stuff that made Ratatouille. Anyway, now onto my theory. So mine has to do along the lines of the government controlling the weather. However, not only that, but the government has weather weapons. So, according to the most reliable source I know, the Alex Jones Show.
Oh no.
He says, we had floods in Texas like 15 years ago, killed 30-something people in one night. Turned out it was the Air Force.
So you're telling me the floods in Texas was actually the Air Force?
It's the Air Force. I looked up, I actually did more research. There's, you know the exhaust in the air that planes leave? People think that's chemicals that the government's just sending down on people. They call it slap. I swear to God.
Alright, so...
I don't know what to say to that, you know? I'm gonna be honest.
Coming from the moon is a bell guy. Go ahead, Bob.
Alright, so my theory... Mine's more of a metaphysical theory, kind of, I
I
guess.
think Bobby just won.
So, here's my theory. Makes perfect sense to me.
Okay.
Apparently
So-
that doesn't matter in the show because even though it makes perfect sense to me, everyone else is trying to disprove
You
it.
said the moon is a spaceship!
Go on, Bobby!
Fine, Bob. Let's hear yours.
Alright, so my theory is that string theory itself... Are you familiar with string theory?
Yeah.
Well, for our listeners aren't. Basically, string theory says that reality is basically a bunch of like infinite timelines that are like right next to each other,
Right.
in which like they're exactly the same, just like there's a slight difference in each one, and they span infinitely.
Yeah.
My theory is you have one consciousness throughout your every single reality.
Mm-hmm.
If you die in one string or one reality, your consciousness jumps out of that reality and jumps to a string next to it into another reality. And so whenever you get chills down your spine, which happens to me often, that's your reality jumping into the new
let me
body.
get this straight. Out of all three theories, right? Jake's says the moon is a bell and a spaceship. Bobby's is that we have infinite lives like in Mario. And mine's that the government has weather weapons. Mine's the most believable one.
I'm gonna disprove Bobby's right click.
Alright,
Scientifically, you ready for me to drop some knowledge?
Oh, what's more scientific than, I don't know, sound doesn't exist in space because it's been proven.
You ready for me to drop
Yeah,
some knowledge?
alright, let's hear it, Jake.
That can't be the case because I don't die when I'm pissing.
You could.
What?
That's when I get chills down my spine. I get chills down my spine almost every time I piss.
Okay,
If
well,
there
So
is
you're telling me I'm
infinite-
jumping into a different reality?
If there is infinite realities, in one of those realities you are dying while you're pissing.
what did you say about the shiver down your spine? If you like,
So
that's
if
another
you-
consciousness
Yeah,
coming
so like,
to you?
know, like have you ever been driving and you randomly get chills?
Yeah.
That means in the reality that your consciousness was in, you crashed that car and died. And now your reality's jumping in.
You've been dying on the pisser a lot.
Yeah.
Jesus, I didn't even drink more water.
So,
I
that's
like
my
to think
theory.
it's subtle changes too. Like
Can I change mine?
Oh, God.
You're gonna win.
This is a self theory. I created
Okay,
this
well,
myself.
this is... your theory is...
Jake's
you can
conspiracy
share,
of
you can
the
share
week.
a new one.
No, the spaceship one I'll stick with because I'm very confident I'll get first place.
Oh, my God.
I know our listeners out there.
Listeners, I just don't need last. That's all that matters.
Listeners, the moon is CG and we don't have infinite lives. The weather is controlled by the government.
You guys want to hear the
I
topics for today?
forgot this show was about Ned's Declassified.
After last week's episode, fuck it.
Yeah, please.
All right.
Please.
Part 1,
Yeah.
The Bus.
Okay.
Part 2, Embarrassment.
So I watched this show growing up. Do you remember the episode? I think it might be the bus episode where Cookie was on the back and he tried to get maximum jump on the bus.
That might be. No, this is the one. I remember Cookie missed the bus and he had like perfect attendance.
Wait, and then he ran there, but he kept
Yeah.
stopping along the way for like garage sales and stuff. I remember that.
Yeah.
What was the other one? Sorry.
Embarrassment.
How many tips
Those
are
are
in
both
each?
really good.
Yeah, how many tips are in each?
There's 8 in Embarrassment and 4 in The Bus.
I think we can do them both.
You want to do? Yeah, we could probably do both.
Okay.
Yeah,
the
we
main one's Embarrassment.
Okay.
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 All right. First of all, does anybody have anything they'd like to share before?
I've
we
told you
get
guys my bus story where the bus driver accused us of calling each other cocksuckers and stuff like that, which we weren't doing, but
I lived embarrassment every day, baby.
started? Boy, Joe.
That's it
I
about
see you
it.
putting in work.
I have
Yeah.
no shame.
Yeah. Speaking of no shame,
I mean, I lived like I had no shame, but I felt it.
I did not.
this morning I went to a garage sale and I bought a Cat in the Hat suit and wore it around in public.
And I was there.
I was there too.
So that was fun.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it. Tip 912. Always keep extra clothes in your locker in case of accidental wetting.
I don't think
You know what? Here's what I'm
that it's too far fetched to say don't piss yourself. I feel like in middle school you're good to go.
So here's what I'll say to that. Elementary school, but this could have happened in middle school easily. I was bombed on by a kid during lunch, and like he had like a bunch of chocolate milk. He got all over my clothes. I had to go to the Lost and Found and swap out a shirt, which sucked. It was like triple XL. It like reached to my like feet, and I just couldn't live with myself.
Please tell me it had like a noob saying on it, like, I wasted my life playing video games. Good thing I have 3 extra lives.
I thought you were gonna be like, I'm like 1 experience point away from leveling up, and you look about like, but
This isn't even my final form.
no, it had like NASCAR on it.
Oh, even better. Let me
Uh,
guess, Kyle gave it to you.
oh man,
And it had a monster logo on it.
goddamn. But I'm gonna say if you it's in middle school and like maybe you bring like extra clothes for gym. It's
if
there.
you do that, but also like
Here's
our nurse's office like had extra clothes that fit.
here's
I'm
what
guessing, yeah.
here's the problem I have with it. Bring extra clothes in case something happens. All for that.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, I'm in favor
because
of that.
accidents happen. Like, you could trip out at recess and get mud all over yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, or
like-
blood, or
Yeah,
like
like-
someone bombs on you, or
Something like that. But to say in case of accidental wetting, as if that is a like very real thing that could happen.
I don't think I ever saw someone piss themselves in middle school.
Not in middle school. I mean, I don't know.
I want to say someone shat themselves.
I think I know what you're
I
talking about.
think I remember
I think
someone
I remember
shitting
someone
themselves.
shitting themselves. Yeah,
But I don't remember anyone pissing themselves.
yeah. And the shitting themselves, I think, was on purpose. I don't think because I remember it was talked about. It was talked about. I think that he did it on purpose. But
Bob, can you
can I
check the
tell-
list? Does Ned have a tip that says, just in case of accidental shitting?
Can I tell a story real quick?
yeah,
So I was in college and we were drinking, as college students do. A friend of mine had a little too much.
Yeah.
And so he's feeling sick. Very sick, like almost unresponsive. Probably should have done something more.
Bobby's a nurse major.
Yeah, but we were like, he'll be fine. So we walked him upstairs, and by walk I mean we carried him upstairs,
Nice.
put him in bed.
Yeah.
And we were like, all right, let's go out to our night. We come back, and something smells rank. So we walk up, we're like, oh God, what happened to this kid? We walk up, and we look at the wall, and he projectile vomited on all over the wall.
Oh, I hate that. There's nothing worse than the smell of vomit.
I'm like, oh, that, like, come on, man. Like,
Rather
you're
die.
better.
I got drunk with some friends the other day.
I'm not done.
Okay.
Then, we're like, this doesn't smell like vomit. Like, what is this? We look down, and the sheets are all wet because he pissed himself.
Oh.
Which, for this guy, that was like a normal thing. Like,
Pissing himself?
yeah, he did that a lot when he drank. So it was like, oh,
Yeah.
like, oh well, could have guessed that.
I mean, it could have been worse.
Then
It is worse.
like the smell just gets so much worse. And we look, and this kid shit himself too.
So, okay, let me
And
get this
listen,
straight.
listen.
This kid pissed, shat, and then vomited on the wall?
We have since called him the Triple Crown because that is the most incredible thing to ever. It was an anomaly.
Could you imagine
His
laying
body-
down and your body gives way on you in
looked like-
every way?
He looked like the security guard that accidentally ate the poison in the interview
Yeah.
when, like,
Yeah.
his body just rejected everything.
God.
And now he will forever be known as the Triple Crown.
Oh my God.
We were talking the other day. I was drinking with some friends. One of us got too fucked. And so he's chilling in the bathroom. And we were talking about, like, what the worst thing about throwing up is.
Mm.
And everyone was saying smell. But for me, like, I can handle the smell of throw up. I can't listen to people throw up. If I, like, hear people
gosh,
throw
yeah.
up, I will throw up. It's disgusting.
I'm like that, but like smell almost like overtakes it, where it's like it's very
Yeah, the smell's bad. I'm not saying the smell's good.
'Cause
I'm saying I'd rather smell it than hear someone throw up. That's why I'm a sports journalism major.
it's why I draw.
So I'm fine with busting this tip because you shouldn't.
Yeah,
piss
you
yourself.
shouldn't
Yeah,
piss
don't
yourself
piss
in middle
yourself.
school.
Tip busted.
Tip 629: be careful what you eat.
Wait, what is this for? Embarrassment?
Yeah.
What?
Like in case you'll spill it?
I think they're fat shaming. Bust it.
Okay, let's not jump to conclusions. I think it's like don't eat something that's gonna make you shit yourself.
Question, what
or
did we
like-
say last episode when something was up for interpretation? We would what? Bust the tip? Yeah.
Okay, so wait. I'm thinking it applies to the last tip where maybe he ate something that was like, or was like drinking something and like spilled chocolate milk on himself, or like he was eating spaghetti and it got messy. But, however, Jake is right. I'm busting the tip.
We're anti-fat shaming. I say we bust.
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, we
Busted.
busted.
Yeah.
We're anti-fat shaming.
Yeah.
Tip busted.
Love
Tip.
your body.
Tip 877: know what to say before you say it.
No.
I'm assuming this is.
Embarrassment. Where it's
Like-
Guys, I don't know what I say before I'm saying it.
Yeah, we all know.
And you actually listen to the podcast. So, I don't know what to tell you.
I think have an idea of what you're gonna say because if you like,
is this just generally?
I'm assuming it's referring to like going up and talking to a girl because like that's the only time.
Or boy.
So let me.
Or a boy, yeah.
Let me get the. Let's like kind of like piece the episode a little bit. A little bit. He wet himself.
Let's piece together the episode. Ned pissed himself. Anyway, what was the first?
No, hold on. I want to go in more depth than that. It's just a solid 30-second frame of them just sitting in class. Nick just not Nick. Ned just goes, "Oh no!" And then the tip comes up.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything. It says don't wet yourself. And then he went to lunch, ate spaghetti, and got it all over.
He did nothing about pissing himself. He just sat in it.
And then going up to the girl, he went, maybe I should think about what I'm going to say instead of looking like an idiot. Not
No,
remembering
I
that he-
didn't piss myself.
Yes, today was spaghetti day.
Oh yeah, shame me.
the fucking tip again? Don't eat.
So be careful what you eat. No, wait, that's not
You busted that one. What's the tip?
Think about what you're gonna say before you say it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh my god. So he was probably thinking, how am I going to explain pissing myself and having spaghetti all over my
In a
shirt?
cool way. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna affirm the tip just because I want to see him do it.
I'm thinking rehearse explaining him pissed himself. I'm fine with affirming that.
Yeah, I'll
And
affirm it.
she's like, what happened to you? And he's like, well, if you read tip 911, then you'll see that I wet myself, but it's okay.
But it's okay because I prepared for accidental wetting. Yeah, I'm fine with affirming it.
Tip affirmed!
Tip 490. Don't overeat those fart starters like eggplant, broccoli, and beans.
I'm not going to say a thing for this tip.
Let's just play the sound.
Tip busted!
I can't
Next
believe
step.
the word fart starter
Yeah, that's why
was
we
in
busted
a
it.
fucking show.
Yeah, that's why we busted it, Joe.
Okay. All right. What's the next tip, Bob?
Tip 894. Always check your teeth after lunch.
Listen, Bob.
Yeah.
There's worse
Yeah.
than checking your
I'm
teeth.
gonna pick my battles here and affirm this one.
Yeah, you just affirm that one.
Tip affirmed!
That was torturing whoever he was sitting with. He's like, oh, you eating eggplant? Get that fucking shit away from me. And he was checking his teeth like he's on coke.
As he's got piss in his pants and spaghetti on his shirt.
On his Ralph Lauren's.
Okay, so at this point in the show, the royalties are just rolling in for him. So he's just not giving a fuck about anything. He's like, I'm worth more than all of you fuckers. You kids can't eat tonight because your parents are poor.
Guess what? I ate spaghetti and I pissed myself.
Guess what? I'm able to have spaghetti and waste half of it on my shirt, and you still bow down to me.
That's what he thought of before going up to the girl. He's like, I'm going to say that.
All right.
Oh, God.
I got mad stacks, bitch.
You win. Fuck the piss, fuck the spaghetti. All I care about is the money.
Oh my god, is that a Rolex? I don't care that you pissed yourself. Okay. Tip 834. Always check your zipper.
No, it's not embarrassing.
It's embarrassing when you
If you're going
find out.
commando.
Okay, look. It's embarrassing either way. But especially if you just have to stick out. Go ahead,
Ned
Bob.
is on an absolute bender in this episode. He's got like coke on his face.
Checking his teeth.
And now he's walking around with his dick hanging out of his zipper. He's saying,
And he has his dick out and it's pissing.
he's saying all these tips ironically because he's not following any of them. So he's just walking.
He's like, yeah, you definitely don't have your dick out.
Always check your zipper to make sure your dick looks
I
good.
don't even know what to give this one. I don't even know what to do anymore.
Just bust it. It's like I said, if you have like underwear on, it's not embarrassing. It's not that embarrassing. You just took a piss in a urinal and forgot.
Can I
zip that shit up?
Can I say that when someone said XYZ, that was the most cringe-worthy thing you could say, and that's it. Just be like, hey, like, your fly's open. Or like, zip your fucking pants.
That was my favorite.
Don't
Zip
say-
your fucking pants,
don't
loser.
say-
XYZ?
You've never heard that?
I heard
I
that.
think I've
all
heard it,
the
like,
time.
once
It
or
was so
twice.
annoying.
Like, teachers would say that, and I'm like, why are you looking at my junk?
It's not embarrassing if you tell me to zip my fly up.
Yeah,
And yeah, stop
What?
looking at my dick.
Why is XYZ a thing?
I don't know.
Flop. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's-
you would think it'd be like,
It's X.
check the trap.
No, it's something X your zipper,
Oh,
but I don't know what the X is.
I don't know.
Examine your zipper, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Probably that.
That's dumb.
No, just say fucking.
Yeah,
Your dick's hanging out in the middle of
Man,
class.
I don't mean to alarm you, and I know you've got a lot going on, seeing spaghetti and piss on your pants. But
As
your whole
as
dick
he's
is out.
sniffing nothing, he's just like.
Cleaning his teeth, and Cookie's going, your whole dick is out. Your entire dick is out pissing everywhere. Please.
His body's
I
giving
don't
out.
know what the play did to you, but this shit needs to end.
Oh my god. If we have any fan artists out there, can you please draw this picture?
I know you can do it.
Draw this picture that we're painting for you. The pieces are there.
Ty, you got this.
Ty, please censor the crotch. We do not want to see this.
Actually, can you
Just
send
make
us
him super coked up.
we need two versions, a censored and an uncensored. Actually, just send us the uncensored. We'll censor it for you.
Right, yeah.
All right. Are we busting that?
Yeah, bust it, because it's not embarrassing.
Tip busted.
All right, boys. Well, we are a solid halfway.
Jake turned that tip into wear underwear.
Yeah. I mean, don't not.
Yeah.
You know?
We're a solid halfway through. Do we want to thank some sponsors?
Please.
Our beautiful friends at Anchor.
Thank God.
We'll be right back.
You know how Jake brought up that big anchor in episode 1?
Oh yeah, with the mom job segment.
Yeah, I was wondering if you knew about any other anchors.
Actually, I do. So, have you ever wanted to start a podcast?
I have, actually.
Well, then Anchor is absolutely the app for you. They do incredible things like allow you to record and edit on their app. You can actually get it put on several different platforms such as Spotify and Apple Music.
Wow, it sounds like you get to manage your podcast from one spot.
Anchor just really does everything for you. So
Wow.
all you have to focus on is the podcast itself.
You know what? That is a really good anchor.
All right, well, we are glad you enjoyed that 30-second break from the chaos that is Ned on a bender.
Yeah, welcome back.
Yeah.
All right,
On
so let's
full force.
recap real quick. So Ned pissed himself. He then got spaghetti all over his shirt.
Yeah.
Thought about how he's worth.
How can he
millions.
explain this to the girl he likes?
And it's like, oh yeah, I'm worth millions.
And then she looked down and she went,
That's
XYZ, bro.
she went, your whole dick's out, bro.
And then
This
and then
whole
he
thing's
shamed-
happening.
And then he shamed the kid next to him for eating eggplant.
Yeah, he sat down all pissed. He said, don't eat, and then checked his teeth.
Okay. Okay, tip 841. If someone laughs at you, just say oops.
He's on drugs.
He's gotta be on drugs.
I like to think you slowly find out he's on drugs.
In the last 2 minutes of the episode, he does a bump off of a ruler.
He's like tapping pencils.
Tip 455, do call.
There's no way. Dude, I really want this to like all be happening like in succession. Like all at the same time.
This is a like 90-second episode.
Could you repeat the last tip?
If someone laughs at you, just say oops.
If they laugh at you, they laugh at you. You saying oops isn't gonna help with anything.
Like, it's no one's even laughing. People are genuinely worried. He's like,
He
they're
does
like,
a
why
line
do you
of
have
coke.
spaghetti on your shirt and your dick's out? He's like, oops.
He does a line of coke off of a ruler and then screams oops as he's pissing.
Everyone's laughing.
everywhere.
They're like, what the
I've never been-
They're like, man, are you okay? He's like, how many centimeters does it take to get fucked up?
Moses, like, I've never seen someone spontaneously combust, but there's a first time for everything.
You really hit the dumpster in middle school, my friend.
This episode has such a
Cashing
whole
in.
different outlook now that every tip that happens from this point forward is going to be Ned like adding on to his legacy.
The day that ended it all.
Okay. I say
Pass
bust.
out.
I say busted.
What was the tip again?
OD'd on coke.
Okay, yeah, busted.
Yeah.
Tip busted.
Oh,
Tip 847. Don't care what other people say. Because they're not worth as much as you.
I have a Fortune 500 company.
Affirm it.
Yeah, you
On
should.
a real note, you really should not give a shit.
Yeah.
Especially if you're Ned, though, because you're like, my
If-
NW is
listen.
worth more than your
Listen,
parents.
maybe letting yourself care about it, right? Maybe the spaghetti. After what we've been through, after what he looks like, stop giving a shit is probably the best opportunity
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah, I say affirm it. I like this new direction that
Yeah,
Ned's
he's like,
going.
fuck it, I don't care.
Affirm it.
Tip affirmed.
All right.
He definitely heard our criticism on the last episode.
Yeah, thanks, Ned. This one's a lot better. So, we're gonna transition now
Okay.
over to the bus episode.
Right?
I like to think that the bus is just an add-on. This is just
Yeah.
ride home.
Yeah, he's
After-
like, I survived school. It's going
what the
on.
fuck does declassified mean?
Yeah.
All right.
What are these words popping up from the bottom? Y'all see that?
Holy shit!
Coked up Ned breaks fourth wall.
Genuinely scared.
I like to think that this is like a behind-the-scenes episode, and this is how Ned is in real life. All right.
Stumbling onto the bus, hitting literally every seat on his way to the back. It's just fucking...
Checking everyone along the way. Go ahead, Bob. What's the first tip?
Tip 109. Use bus time for homework time.
Bus time for coke time?
Like, I like to think
did
that he
homework.
thinks he's doing homework, but he's like writing a recipe for soup or something. Like, something that's not his
Cookie's like
homework.
looking over. He's like, "Oh my god." He's like, "I gotta do algebra," and Cookie's like, "That is tomato bisque." On a real note,
that is
I did
Roy
homework all the
Mustang.
time.
I did homework all the time
I'm
on the
gonna have to
bus.
affirm it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tip affirmed.
I mean, if you can weasel
can.
time in.
The thing is, sometimes the bus was so hectic that you can't. But if you can, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Especially in the morning.
In the
Yeah,
morning,
the morning.
everything.
Well, the morning's usually really quiet and really
Yeah.
The
like
morning, you would do a little bit on the bus, a little bit in advisory,
Mhm.
and go.
All right, tip 567. Look before you sleep.
Me. Did you ever sleep on the bus?
all the time. I never looked.
Maybe this is when Ned passes out.
He's like worried that someone's gonna steal his stash.
his dick's out.
He's got spaghetti.
He's on the way
he's
down.
Drooling.
He's on the way down and he's like, I gotta look for a place to sleep or I'm not gonna
He's
make
like,
it.
It's like his shirt in his mouth trying to suck off the spaghetti sauce.
Where do I sleep?
Cookie, they're out for me, Cookie. I need you to look for them.
I mean, yeah, I guess
I'm so tired, Cookie. I'm gonna sleep.
He's like, I've been awake for 56
I did
hours.
so much coke, Cookie. I need to sleep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with
I say look before you sleep.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, look around before you snooze. Affirm it. I'm fine with that.
Tip affirmed.
Alright. Tip 134. Use the shift to protect your seat.
I use a shiv?
Use the shift.
Oh, what's a shift?
Like night shift?
Oh, you know what I think he's talking about?
When you sit on the outside,
Yeah,
and put your bag on the inside.
When you're like waiting for your friend on the bus, you sit on the outer seat. You have your backpack on the inner seat.
Oh, yeah.
And then when they come, you like shift.
I like that.
Yeah. However, this is the first time I'm gonna try to get you to bust it. He didn't explain what the shift was. I had to guess.
He didn't.
we
He
can
didn't.
assume.
He didn't with the lob and drill tactic, though. He didn't say what that was.
You lob and you
Yes,
drill.
but you assumed, and then we.
It's a
affirmed it.
common tactic.
Well, it sounds like the shift is pretty common.
I'm gonna affirm it. I'm with you. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I say affirm it.
Tip affirmed!
All right, last tip for this
Fucking
bender. Use the seat hop to move around.
He's just jumping from seat to seat.
He's fucking just did another bump. He's fucking
The
hyper.
bus driver's like, I'm gonna tell on you. He's like, anything you say hasn't already been said.
Guess what? I own the school.
It's not Mr. Bus Driver is declassified. It's Ned.
He says with his dick out, it's hitting the bus driver in the face.
The bus driver's like, what's going on?
I like to think that the bus driver is just like a regular guy who's an actual bus driver, like not a cast member,
Like an actual bus driver.
and Ned is just barred out. Because think about it, this was a low budget. They only had a set for like the middle school. They didn't build a set for the bus, so they just put him on a random bus, filmed it guerrilla style.
I like to think he's like, sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to sit down. Have you ever tried seat hopping? You should really do that.
I guess, sure, seat hop. I don't care.
I mean, like you've had to have done that. I feel
Yeah.
All my bus drivers acted like,
It's like
seat hopping
you
was.
couldn't just like stand up and like walk.
Yeah.
there and
You had to like
get
go
pissed.
seat to seat.
You're right. That's
Yeah, well, my bus drivers thought that was the worst thing that anyone could ever do. So
seat hopping.
yeah,
Why?
if you like moved seats, you're fucking you get yelled at.
Yeah, I say seat hop. I think
This is the same bus driver that accused us of calling us each other cops.
So I'm gonna affirm it based on your evidence of guy being a dick.
affirm it.
Tip affirmed!
Did we affirm all plus ones?
We did, in fact.
Oh my god.
So the tip tally for this episode is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the affirmed, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Impossible that he was coked out that entire episode and we did not bust over.
I think we affirmed it because he was
Because he
coked
was
out.
Oh, you're right.
This is
He's
a new
using-
Ned.
This is a new
His
Ned.
his brain's going at 100 miles per hour. He is committed now. All right. We already pieced together the episode. So again, our fan artists out there, please make it happen.
This is now Ned's decokified school survival.
Ned's relapse.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
Yeah, Ned's relapse. Welcome to it.
Is he in 7th grade? Right now?
Yeah, I think so.
What a year.
What a year.
Doing so much
I
coke.
remember
You
when
can't
I
see.
did coke in 7th
You
grade.
can't see. You
Jake, no. So folks, we're getting near the end of the episode.
Right.
Go follow our Twitter at TBBoysOfficial,
Website.
tipbusters.weebly.com.
Let's not even say the one.
Headgate 2019.
Yes.
Really get it rolling. Get the hashtag going. Get your friends to follow us, even if they have zero interest in listening to this podcast, which I cannot blame them. Get their Twitter to follow us. We are playing strictly a numbers game here, so make it happen. Yeah,
Please, that's all I want.
we're coming for you, Pinky. We're about 1,200 followers behind right now, but that's okay.
Easy.
That's easy. That's overnight stuff.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right. Does anybody have anything else they'd like to add?
Don't do coke.
Don't do coke.
Yeah. Don't do coke.
Good. Well,
Obviously.
if no one has anything else, then I'm going to turn it over to the Boy Buster himself. This is Jake's tip of the week.
Hey everyone. So my tip of the week is that if you are surfing, a lot of people wear like the swimsuits, like the full body shit. I'm not a fan of that because it doesn't look as cool, right? As tactical as it may be, if you're surfing it, you're obviously trying to look good. So I would wear like probably business cash.
So that's the tip.
That's the tip, business cash if you're surfing. Yeah. Joe's not a fan of that tip.
Similar to how Ned's cashing in with his tips.
I'm cashing in with mine.
I love how like that was like a suggestion, not like a piece of advice. Like,
I'm not gonna tell you to not wear a suit.
you were just like business cash, maybe.
Yeah.
Like maybe some like cargo.
Polo.
That's Jake's suggestion for the week.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if no one has anything else, I'm Bobby.
I'm Joe.
Jake.
That's all she wrote, folks.
Bitch.